What's up, guys? I haven't been on YouTube in a long time, but I kind of wanted to make a return to YouTube because in the last couple months I've gotten really into album review slash reactions. These people that are kind of listening to albums and reviewing them, and you can kind of see their thoughts as you kind of fast forward through the album. I find those really useful. I'm like, maybe this is the form of the album review in the digital age. I don't know. I still plan on writing, but I want to make one of these just as an experiment and because I have loved this new album by Lauren Alaina. And so I figured I would listen through it and tell you my positive and negative thoughts on it and just see how this goes. So I don't want to have a huge preamble, and I just want to try this out. So without further ado, here I go. A little drum machine, but I like it. A great opening line. That is such a good line. I love that Lauren Alaina is kind of just like opening the whole album after, 5 years away where she was battling an eating disorder, where her dad was struggling with alcoholism, just on a vulnerable note where she's saying, for the first time in a long time, I'm doing fine. I think that's such a beautiful way to open. I think country is all usually, for guys, it's about being macho. For girls, it's like, I'm going to burn your house down if you break up with me. And I just think this is such a cool and vulnerable way to start the whole album. Where she's like, I'm not really okay, but I'm going to be okay. I'm fine. I love that. She has got a very agile voice. It is so bell clear when she belts. I love that this album is not like washed out in this kind of like super cool. I love Dave Cobb. I love Chris Stapleton. I love that whole sound, but it is like been taken to a dumb extreme, I feel like, in country. And this is just good pop country, clear, pretty melodies, and good belting. I'm all about good belting. I think this is going to be the second single from this album. It's just, everyone can relate to that. Feeling bad. It's a great album opener. Wow. That's when I knew I'm impressed with this album already. It's got that little retro sound on the voice. I don't mind it. I think that's a fun line. PhD or ADD or GED. I know this song is taking a little bit of heat for being like too poppy for some people's taste, but here's the thing with pop country. If it's good and if it's got a smart enough lyric, I don't mind it. And I think this has a great hook. I think there's something to be said for songs that are really easy to sing along with and that are just fun. That's the thing, is a lot of this pop country that I hate isn't fun to sing to. Or it's idiotic. Or it's disrespectful. And I think maybe it's that Lauren Alaina is looking at other people and saying, you're my kind of people. It's other focused. It's not so self-centered. I want to get crazy. She can sing. Damn. I love that. I'm a sucker on the final chorus of a pop song when they start going up high. Not the deepest lyric on earth, but fun. So major tone change from My Kind of People to this. I don't always love when songs just use like a thematic random thing like a number. We're going to use the number 3. In this case, I think it's so effective. I gotta pause it for a second. So I met Lauren Alaina when she was just off American Idol. I was just starting at Entertainment Weekly, and we did this like luncheon thing, and she was a kid. I mean, I was very young too. I was like 22, just out of college. But Alaina was like 16 or 17, and just, the whole world of traveling and publicity and record labels, and that was all very new, and you could tell fresh and exciting. And I love that this song deals with the realities of becoming famous, and not even becoming famous, and just working, of hustling to become famous. This line that's about to happen in the chorus, 6 years of missing home for 3 minutes on the radio, I love the honesty of it. Because on the one hand, yeah, that's not worth it. On the other hand, it's her dream and it is worth it because here she is going for it. So, uh, I love this album. That's a tough lyric. Those 3 words hurt you when you hear I love you, but it's from a million miles away because you're on the road all the time. Sometimes I wonder if there's like such a pressure on girls in pop culture right now to always appear empowered and so strong. But sometimes, gosh, it's songs like this where she lets her guard down and shows you her insecurity that makes me think of this woman as like so strong. And I love that this album does that. You get the shades of humanity. Wow. That is such a killer line. She's thinking about that one fan, singing, dreaming, and that was her. It's such a cool end to the song because it flips what's a little bit cynical and sad of a song into something a little more complex. Man, that's a killer song. That's boom, boom, boom. 3 amazing tracks. But that's like the powerful one. Okay, so we got the lead single, Road Less Traveled. I've heard this a bunch of times. My only issue with this song is like, it just mixes a lot of metaphors. Like, we're starting about body image, don't let the world decide what's beautiful. But then it's also about like blazing your own trail and making history. There's another one. Trust your rebel heart, so ride it into battle. Doesn't make much sense. You can't ride your heart into battle. But, I mean, basically it's a song about confidence. Be confident. And you know what? Given Alaina's history with eating disorder, and I gotta give her props for being so forthright about that on this album. She's been so honest in all her interviews and everything leading up to this about, yeah, I struggled. I was throwing up my food. I had a lot of issues. And I feel like she's looked that beast in the eyes and dealt with it. And I just gotta give her such huge props. And so to hear her sing a song about feeling confident, it gets me pretty pumped for her. I'm just happy for her. I love a breakdown. This would be fun live. Her voice is really easy to underestimate. These things she's doing at the end are not easy. Just these little delicate going up and amazing. I already kind of don't love this one as much. It just feels a little synthy to me. That whole that sort of cadence, I never loved that. To me, it kills the flow. You're already getting a game theme. Don't play it like a fool. Go all in. I'm in your hand. Queen of Hearts. So cards. A lot. If the last song I said had mixed metaphors, this one could stand to have a few more, I feel like. I still love this song. I feel like it's a little cheesy. When all the other songs have this kind of more nuanced portrayal of herself and how she thinks, it just feels a little one note. Like one metaphor about cards and don't you want to be my king, and I don't know. Not into it. It's not bad. Some people probably love this. And I bet it's fun live, but oh, you hear some mandolin. Already you get that old country feel. Oh, that's pretty how it goes up. This is cool. This is like the big sister talking to someone younger saying, don't let this boy like distract you from your dreams. It's a good chorus. That's a good line. Think outside the box, think outside the boy. And it's not villainizing the guy either. That's what's really cool about this song, is it's saying like, it's actually criticizing the girl she's talking to, or saying like, think more for yourself. There's more to life than just him. And I think it's more powerful for not doing that. There's restraint in the writing on this album. And that's what I think, people are always like, why is this pop country album good, but you don't like this one? And you're like, well, the writing. This is good writing. What comes through to me on this album is that Lauren Alaina has had to learn confidence. She's had to take a pretty ruthless look at herself in order to share some of this wisdom with other people, where it's like, you need to love yourself. Not that they're the hottest girl there and that everyone else sucks. That's kind of this like stupid self-centered thing that pop music can do, but this album's smarter. And again, the song is so pretty. I love the way the melody goes up and up. It's melodious. I love Lauren Alaina on just sort of mid-tempo ballads. I think she's got a stellar voice. That's an awesome song. I like the song. It's either in 3 or it's in 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Too many country people forget about how nice waltzes are. I was so intrigued by this song when I saw the title. I was like, what does that mean, painting pillows? But she's saying, there's not even a point in wearing heavy mascara because it's just going to come right out of my eyes. Like black rain. That is such a cool delivery. I love that. This song kind of makes you step back and say, what does that title mean? And then you get to her broken heart, and you get to her crying and staining her pillow with her mascara, and you're just like, that's a clever lyric. It's fun to kind of watch it unfold by surprise. And then it's wrapped up in this like nostalgic sort of waltz. It reminds me of like a sad Strawberry Wine by Dina Carter. Here comes that note. This song's a sleeper. I've had this album for a few weeks. I've come back to this one over and over and over again. Wow. That's like definitely one of my favorites on this whole album, for sure. So this is what they actually launched the album with, and it didn't really hit. And to me, it's like the least exciting of all the songs in the album. In a smart way, Kelsea Ballerini was the girl going after the guy a lot more confidently than we usually hear in country music. And so I think like it felt like, based on her success, the label was like, we want you to do the same thing, Lauren Alaina. And it's a clever lyric. It's fun enough. Like, you look like my next boyfriend. That's funny. But just kind of this like canned beat. I don't know. To me, on songs like this, it just feels like she's playing dress up a little. Like, she's so kind of kind-hearted on other songs, so when she's this like vixen-y person, it doesn't read as, it's not as cool to me. It's not what makes her magic. And this song doesn't show off her chops, her phrasing at all. It's very choppy. And that like, I know I don't like that, but some people might. See, immediately I'm getting a lot of bass, like kind of a disco-y, Not country at all. That's okay. But just on beat alone, this is the song I was least excited about on this album. So she's annoyed, like, having to play the girly girl game for a night, which is a funny start to a song. And she wants to go hang with the guys. I don't love the repeating on the chorus. And Fun, Fun, Fun reminds me of Rebecca Black's Friday. I wonder what it would be like if she just held those last ones. Tonight I'm having fun, so I'm crashing the boys club. Instead of fun, 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 just feels juvenile to me. But this is going to be a song that everyone, at least all the girls in the audience, have fun singing along to on a show. So it works on that level. Narratively, I think this is a smart song. I just don't love the production. I heard this song, man, 3 years ago live, and I have not been able to forget it since then. Gosh, about her father. She just wants him to stop drinking. Oh, man. I just think this is the most country lyric in ages. Same day, different bottle. I just feel like you hear her heart ripped out and saying, Dad, stop. You can't go on like this. You hear the intimacy of that lyric. And I think the lyrics of this do it justice. That's a smart line. Same day, different bottle. The truth is hard to swallow for someone that drinks too much. I think it's such an accomplishment, this whole song. And it's so haunting. This, to me, is a classic waiting to happen. It's like one of the best songs I've ever heard. No joke. And we're building a little bit now. Yeah, I saw her play this live in Nashville, and I wrote about it that night for Entertainment Weekly. I put up a blog post that was like, this song, like, silenced a room of Nashville executives. Everyone could hear how incredible this song was. And I so hope it gets a single release. I know it's not the happiest thing in the world, but to me it's a masterpiece. Man. It is just this balance of delicate, sort of crying, mournful lyrics and just power. A fearsomeness in what she's saying to her father. Stop. I love it. I'm so proud of her for that song. And it's songs like that make songs like this, to me, like it's like on an album that has as much content as we heard on the last song, as much just substance. It's hard sometimes for me to like wrap my mind around some of the poppier stuff on this. And if it's a really well-constructed poppy song, like Road Less Traveled, or even My Kind of People at the beginning, I kind of get it. You're like, oh, you need fun songs on an album, but this just feels sort of generic-y, and it you just kind of it just doesn't jibe with the substance of the rest of the album. This is just a sweet song. It feels in the Taylor Swift canon. I could conquer the world with one hand, as long as you're holding the other. So a nice love song, but this is the last song on the album. And it already has weight just because she's been so open with the public about her eating disorders. So she's saying to these girls, and even guys, look, I spend a lot of time taking care of my beard. Like, you're staring in the mirror, and I think she said, I've been there too. Obsessing over how you look. You know better deep down. That's how you know someone's gotten through something. If they're not deflecting, it's like, you know better. They're saying hold yourself to a high standard. This is clearly an issue that is central to where she's at. Let your kindness be a fire. I've never noticed that lyric before. That's cool though. And again, here's a place on the album where I think the complexity is so good. She doesn't take the cheap shots of saying, beauty doesn't matter at all. Your heels are stupid, throw them out the window. She's saying, it's not the end all be all. It's a good thing, but don't make it the ultimate thing. Because who you are and your kindness, your soul, is what's pretty about you, more than anything. Love that snare. You get this kind of marching into battle feel. Key change. It's a good song. It's like her planting her flag and hitting some real high notes in the process. This works for me. Background vocals and the belting on top of it. I love how quickly she goes into delicate stuff. That little sliding guitar. So that was the entirety of Road Less Traveled. I think that album is great. You know the songs that I didn't care that much for. There was stuff like Holding the Other and Crashing the Boys Club and Next Boyfriend. And Queen of Hearts, I'm not crazy about those 4 songs, but the other stuff on this album I think is pretty exemplary. Everyone has been talking about where the women in country music, self-included, that's like all I wrote about for 3 years. And I just think Lauren Alaina really represents a way forward, where I'm like, here's a compromise between all of the fighting, where you've got country elements, you've got smart lyrics, you've got the poppy side to appease radio, and it's wrapped up in what I think is a pretty compelling, exciting package. And I see someone wearing their heart on their sleeve, and I'm really proud of her. And you listen to this album and you're just like, damn, that sounds amazing. It makes me think. And at times it's really fun. Same Day, Different Bottle is, to me, like the standout track. But Painting Pillows is really high up there. So is Think Outside the Boys. So is 3. I mean, those are 4 stunning tracks. And most albums, I feel like there's like 1 or 2 standouts for me. So to have 4 that I can just name off the top of my head, and then to have like 4 others that I just wouldn't skip if they came on because I really like them, stuff like My Kind of People and Road Less Traveled and Doin Fine. That's a great album. So kudos to her, and for prevailing after the kind of American Idol storm, and for growing up, and for facing her demons, and for doing her best with her parents' divorce, and for being honest about it. You know, I think telling the truth is the most therapeutic thing someone can do. So I'm pumped for her. I'm pumped for her career. I hope she keeps having hits. And let me know what you guys think about this album. Let me know in general what you think about this format, because I kind of really enjoyed this process of reflecting on the album as I listened to it. So hopefully in the future it'll be a little more like this is my first listen and my first reaction, but we're just seeing how it goes. All right, guys, have a good one.